Hello and welcome here to TalkFCB and welcome back to the channel, guys. A Barcelona news roundup coming your way today, and we do have some big topics to discuss, starting there with Marc-Andre Ter Stegen, who has had quite an injury concern, and we're going to be talking about that in some detail. We're also going to be talking about Pedros, who is finally going to get some rest. Before then, it's Laporta's plans, those summer plans, and I want to talk here about the potential of some big name exits. It's what we're calling for, and it's what the team will need on the pitch and off it too. It is all coming up, so let's get to it. But let's start first of all, indeed, with that concern over Marc-Andre Ter Stegen, because it was confirmed there on Monday by the club that Ter Stegen on Thursday will undergo a therapeutic procedure on the patella tendon in his right knee. He is going to go there under the knife and his knee be operated on. And Ter Stegen there also confirming the news on social media. He also spoke there about his disappointment with the way the season has ended. He also spoke with sadness about the fact that he's going to miss the European Championships with Germany this summer. And of course, the first thing that we have to say is that we all want Ter Stegen here, whatever procedure this is going to be, we want him to recover from that, and we want everything to go exactly as planned. But I think the second thing that we're all thinking right now is how long has he been carrying this problem for? Because let's not forget, last summer, he also went under the knife. He also had surgery there on his knee. Now, at the time, that was described there as a precautionary measure. That was basically to prevent any further issues. But if he's having surgery now, have those issues continued? Have they worsened? And like I say, does this explain here some of the problems that we've seen from Ter Stegen in terms of his form? Has this been affecting him on the field? And if it has, how is this allowed to happen? How have you allowed there a player to be playing through that kind of problem? It shouldn't happen. Now, obviously, right now, we're speculating. We may never know the answer. But of course, we're all hoping that Ter Stegen this summer can have that procedure. We need him to come back 100%. We need him to come back stronger. We need his absolute best version in the season to come. And of course, looking there to our final game against Eibar, Neto is the favourite to come in and play in place of Ter Stegen. That could be, and most likely will be, his last game in the shirt of Barcelona after he's set to leave there in search of some more game time. But there's also the potential that it could be Iñaki Peña. I don't think Koeman and Neto all season long have seen eye to eye. I think there has been a few disagreements between the two of them, and potentially there, Iñaki Peña could be given an opportunity in the first team after, of course, his penalty shootout heroics went unrewarded for Barcelona B in their promotion playoff. But speaking of that last game, one man who will not be there is Pedros, because finally, at long last, it has been a long time coming, but the club appear to have finally realised that, you know what, this young kid who's come into the first team this summer, it's a massive first season for him. He's made 52 appearances. Maybe he's a bit tired. And with the La Liga title now beyond our reach, it has been decided by the club to give Pedros some serious rest, and he will not be featuring in the final game of the season. From yesterday, his summer holiday officially begun. He's now going to travel back home there to the Canary Islands. He's going to recharge his batteries ahead of what will be probably another busy summer for him, given that Luis Enrique is very likely to call him for the Spanish national team at the Euros, which of course is due to start in just a few weeks' time. But if we do move on now to those transfer plans, and if we do move on to Laporta, because look here at the headline this morning from Mundo Deportivo, you can see there, it says untouchables, but you can see the U and the N, they've been crossed out, implying there that the likes of Busquets, Piqué, Sergio Roberto and Antoine Griezmann, they may have all held untouchable status once, but now that is not the case anymore. Laporta here is targeting a summer of serious change, and that begins with the big names. Because multiple reports in the Spanish media today have said, you know what, Laporta is going to start there with the heavyweights of the dressing room. Players who've been at the club for a long time, the core of that team, but maybe the performances haven't really been there over the past few years. And the likes there, you've got to say, of Busquets and Piqué, they have contributed an enormous amount over the years, and nobody can say anything against that. But as I keep saying, this summer, there will be no room for sentiment. Because MD say that Laporta there over the course course of the summer, plan to sit down with those heavyweights, which will also include the likes of Jordi Alba, and either they propose a significant wage reduction, because let's not forget here, these are players on big wages, some of the highest wages at the club, and Laporta plans to offer there not a deferral like before under Bartomeu. He basically said, you know what, if you lower your wage now, you'll pick it up later on further down the line, but Laporta is saying no, if we're going to do something, it's going to be a permanent reduction to the wages, or the other option is exits. Could some of these players be leaving altogether? Because Laporta is indeed open to departures, although he does want to give some of the big players there, some of the legends of the club, a proper send-off in an honourable way. Not really, for instance, how Bartomeu treated Suarez last summer. So that is certainly something to bear in mind there with the big-name players, because Laporta, let me tell you now, he won't be scared to go in there. He knows here that he's going to sort things out. He knows now he is the man responsible. It's not like Bartomeu, whereby he was making decisions and he knew that he wasn't going to be around to see the consequences. Laporta knows that he has to be firm this summer, and to do that, you're going to have to make a few tough calls. And speaking of tough calls, that's when now we talk about Antoine Griezmann, because this is a very different kind of situation to those maybe of the ageing players within the squad, given that talks about his future aren't necessarily there as a result of his performances, but more so about his wages. Because again, those are big wages, the highest in the first team, only behind Messi. And I have mentioned Griezmann's particular case before in terms of his wages, and I do want to stress, this is not Griezmann's fault. This is not a contract that he's just given himself. This all comes down to Bartomeu, and it's another criminal act, another criminal dealing that he has done here at the club. Because when Griezmann was signed from Atletico, not only there did we pay 120 million for that signing, but we also agreed there to sign Griezmann on a contract worth 18 million euros per year, which alone is worth 346,000 euros every single week. But that's not even the worst part. That itself is a huge amount of money. But the problem was, Bartomeu there agreed to sign Griezmann on a contract that would increase with every passing year. Which means that this coming season, year 3 of Griezmann's contract, that's going to increase there to 21 million per year, which equates to over 400,000 a week. And it doesn't stop there either. As the years go on, it goes to 23 million, then to 25 million, which basically means that should Griezmann stay for the entirety of that contract, he'd be around 32, 33, or nearly 500,000 euros a week. And right there you can see what Laporta's dealing with right now. We are still seeing the ghost of Bartomeu haunting this club. Putting a deal like that in place, with a player's wage increasing as they get older, who has ever heard of that? When he knew that by the time this all came to fruition, by the time these wages started getting even more unsustainable, he'd be nowhere to be seen. He would be long gone by then. And honestly, guys, it is absolutely criminal. And this is why, when you hear reports now about Barca being open to offers for Griezmann, it may sound harsh, it may sound as though, you know what, look at what he's done this season, look at the goals that he scored. It does seem harsh, but football right now, you've got to make these kind of calls. You have to make decisions here that are going to impact the club staying afloat. It is that simple right now, because when you look at those kind of figures, you can't pay them. We are not in a position, honestly, to honour that contract. So right now, we're looking at offers, we're looking at adjustments, we're looking at reductions. Players who earn that kind of money, whether it be Griezmann, whether it be Piqué, whether it be other players, Dembele wanting a wage increase, even somebody like Lionel Messi, by the way, when we offer him there a renewal and we offer him there a chance to stay at Barcelona, we wanted to stay, of course we do, but Laporta, he's going to offer him less money than he's currently on. Even Messi there is not going to escape these reductions, because right now, like I say, it is a matter of keeping this club on the map, which means big calls and big decisions for Joan Laporta to make this summer. So please, guys, do let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. I'm very curious there to see what you think of Ter Stegen's problem. Do you feel as though he has been carrying that throughout the season? How do you see him doing once that surgery there has taken place? Will that take care of the problem? What are your thoughts on Pedros finally getting a rest? And of course, these player sales. What do you believe will need to happen this summer? Who should stay? Who should go? Let me know. All of that good stuff down below. I will see you soon, of course, with more videos to come ahead of a big summer. So until next time, as always, Vishka El Barca.